What's up, y'all? It's your boy. Let's pray. Hope you're having a blessed and a prosperous day. Let me say this, man. You see, your boy ain't shaved up. I've been quarantining myself actually for the last 3 days. Had a fever of over 100.5, 100.6. Seems as if my fever just broke yesterday evening, last night. So I thank God for that, man. I'm blessed. I took my COVID test. Haven't got the results back, but um, I think it is what it is. Had a high fever. Had all the symptoms. So ask y'all to keep me in prayer. But this is a Dubnation debate episode, man. I tried to do a reaction to game two. For some reason, some of the audio was not playing for some people, so we trying it again. This is a reaction to game number 3. Okay, I was gonna do a brief recap of game 2, but I ain't even gonna do that, man. Not even gonna do it. Uh, Smash the like, smash the subscribe for your boy, cause I will be coming through with the game recaps for every Warrior game on video for you guys. Um, like I said, I'm not feeling good, but I gotta get it in, man. I gotta get it in. I have to. Um, Yesterday's game, pivotal game in a 7-game series. Warriors steal home court from the Memphis Grizzlies in game 1. Memphis fights back to win game 2. It's a pivotal game. Tied up 1-1, coming back to Chase Center in San Francisco. The Warriors looking to take a stranglehold on this series by holding, holding serve at home. Uh, Looking to get these next two in Chase Center. Only one problem: they got this dude on the other team named John Morant, who's been giving the Warriors the business. He's been giving them the business. What would Coach Kerr do, Coach Kerr? Because you could do something. You can't just sit back and act like you've been helpless. You could do something, man. And he did something. Um, Coach Kerr inserted Jonathan Kuminga into the starting lineup. For those of you that been living under a rock for the past week, you may not have known that Gary Payton II was injured with a really dirty play by Dylan Brooks, and he fractured his elbow. He'd be out at least 3 weeks or so with that fractured elbow, unable to play. A horrible, horrible foul in which Dylan Brooks popped GP2 upside the head as he was driving up for a layup, running up from behind him, blindsided him, and trying to break his own fall. He fractured his elbow. Dylan Brooks gets suspended for the rest of that game with a flagrant 2 foul, and he gets suspended to game 3 also for the play that was just unnecessary play. So that sets up Jonathan Kuminga to be the youngest player to ever start in a playoff game for the Golden State Warriors. Something pretty cool for Kuminga, say that he went down in the history books. Warriors start off this game really slow, though. Really slow. And I'm going to say that Memphis came out really, really motivated from that game 2 win. Came out thinking that they were just going to come into Chase Center and beat the brakes off the Warriors. Thinking that they, broke the Warriors' spirit with Gary Payton II being out. The Warriors losing the game. In the final seconds of that game 2, John Morant is going off for 18 points in that fourth quarter, and seemingly the Warriors had no answers to stop Gary Payton II, man. So, I'm sorry, no answers to stop John Morant. Gary Payton II, obviously one of the best perimeter defenders that the Warriors have, and it was like losing him. It's a tough task for the Warriors defense. Grizzlies get out so hot in game 3. They make 6 threes in the early moments of that first quarter. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like these fools could not miss. Jaren Jackson Jr. This dude thinks he's a shooting guard. First of all, he's the biggest thing on the court, and all he wants to do is stand behind the 3 point line and shoot threes. Like you're really not doing your team a service. I'm sorry. I'm if no one on your team is telling you this, Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm telling you. Let Us Pray is telling you. You're not doing your team a service by standing behind the 3 point line when you're the biggest man on the court as a center. 7 footer plus, and you want to just stand behind the 3 point line and shoot threes like you're a guard. You're not doing your team a service, man. You need to be down low, banging, getting boards, dominating the paint. But instead, you want to stand out there and shoot threes because it's not cool to do the dirty work down inside. That's part of the problem with the Grizzlies. But that's neither here nor there. He was hitting his shots. John Morant hit some threes. Zaire Williams, I believe, hit a three. Grizzly jump out to a 13-point lead, 12-point lead early on in the game. Um, Warriors look a little sluggish starting out. But at the end of that first quarter, with everything that went bad for the Warriors, a lot of turnovers, Grizzlies were hot from three. The Warriors are only down two at the end of the first. And I'm like, we got this game. I said it then. We got this game. Um, we got this. They were so hot, they couldn't miss, and we still were only down two at the end of the first. We got this. Second quarter, Warriors began to start clicking, man. See a considerate effort to go to the basket and to not just take the 3 point shots. Uh, More of an effort to take the mid range, more of an effort to pass up a good shot for a great shot. That's always been the staple of the Warriors offense. Pass up a good shot for a great shot. And the Warriors got back to that, man. Got back to that yesterday. The Warriors ended up shooting 70% in the first half of yesterday's game. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Passing up good shots for great shots. A lot of people were on Klay Thompson. Hey, I was the one saying, Klay, we know who you are. Your mama named you Klay. I'm going to call you Klay, boy. You're going to be a Bay Area legend for the rest of your life, man. We love you here in the Bay Area. But you were taking some bad shots. You were just taking bad shots. It's not that you were in a slump. You were just taking bad shots. Once you get back to taking good shots, I know the ball's going to go in. And the ball started falling yesterday for Klay. He was 4 or 6 from the 3 point line. He looked really. Let me not get too ahead of myself. Okay, he looked good yesterday, Klay. You look like Klay Thompson. You look like Klay Thompson. A lot of people were worried about Klay. I've never worried about Klay. Just about his shot selection. I know the adrenaline was pumping. I know he said he was playing a little angry, which is not really his style. He wants to play with the joy of the game. But it's tough to do that when it seems like the team is out headhunting and injuring your players. You're going to get a little angry, a little pissed off about that. But Klay got back to being Klay yesterday and exactly what the Warriors needed. So at the end of the first half, the Warriors going to run, build up a double-digit lead. But at the end of the first half, John Morant hits a miracle shot from half court so that the Warriors are only up 7 going into the halftime. He's celebrating and screaming like he just won the NBA championship as he's running off the court, which is his style. I mean, it just is what it is right now. Warriors come out in the third quarter and completely silence all that mess. They take off on the Grizzlies. Warriors build up a 20-point lead at the end of the third. Yes, 20-point lead. It was some really good basketball being played yesterday. Jordan Poole getting to the bucket at will, getting in the paint at will, making plays for others. Love to see that. Steph Curry, three's not falling. Okay, let me get into the paint as well because the Grizzlies are soft in there. Yes, as tough as you want to make yourself out to be, Memphis Grizzlies. You're soft in the middle. You're soft in there. Like I said, Jaren Jackson Jr. You want to play like you're a shooting guard, bro, instead of playing like you're a big man. You're soft in there. You getting pushed around and bullied by Draymond Green, who's half your size. You're soft in there, bro. You're soft. So Warriors take advantage of that, man. Taking advantage of the lack of toughness, Memphis on the inside, and their aggressiveness. The one thing the Memphis Grizzlies defense is, they are aggressive. They are fast. Um, but you can make a team that's fast and aggressive pay for their speed and their aggressiveness. They can be overly aggressive. What do I mean? Running out, jumping at shooters, contesting shots. What do we do with that when you're fast and aggressive and you're jumping out at shooters? Pump fake. Pump fake. You saw it time and time again. Klay Thompson yesterday. Pump fake. Thank you, Klay. That's all I was asking you to do before. Pump fake. We don't need to shoot those contested shots with hands right here. Pump fake. Step over. Pump fake. 2 dribbles up. Thank you. Okay? It was an easy solution. It was easy. And you saw what the Warriors did yesterday. So going into the fourth, the Warriors had a 20-point lead. And the game was seemingly over. Memphis still had their starters in the game. Beginning the fourth quarter, seemingly trying to make a run at the Warriors in the last 12 minutes. Thinking that they was playing against the Timberwolves and that they were going to make up this 20-point lead like they did last series. But nah, bruh. You ain't playing the Timberwolves. You playing the Warriors. Really good defensive adjustments against Ja Morant. Let me say this. Ja Morant, the person, I don't know you, bro. I don't know you. You genuinely seem like a good kid. But the persona that he's taking on as his fame is growing is really starting to annoy me. It's really starting to annoy me. I'm not saying that him as the person, but the persona he's taking on, which is a really diva-ish, like a diva he's becoming. It's really starting to annoy me. So the Grizzlies are getting blown out. Ja Morant, he has 34 points. It's not like the Warriors shut him down. I mean, but he's working hard for his buckets, most of them. He had to work for those buckets. He had to hang. He had to do acrobatics. He had to contort his body. 3 or 4 guys around him, and he still makes a basket. Okay, we'll live with that. 3 or 4 guys around you. You got to hang in the air for 3-4 seconds and do all this stuff. We'll live with that, bro. But guess what? If that's what it takes to get a bucket every time down the court, Ja, the Warriors are going to take that. Guess why? Because eventually you're going to wear yourself down. That's what the Warriors are banking on. Eventually you're going to wear yourself down. And while you're coming down, doing all this, the Warriors are moving the ball, passing, getting easy layups. Memphis coming down. Ja Morant has to contort his body, do all these acrobatics, and do all these magic tricks to just get 2 points. And then the Warriors come back down, pass the ball, get another easy layup. Then Ja Morant comes down, does abracadabra, spins, twirls in the air. You see it? You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to work so hard to get a bucket, bro, because you're trying to do it all by yourself. The Warriors are playing team ball. We're passing up good shots for great shots, getting easy points. Meanwhile, you're working so hard on every possession, Ja Morant. You're working so hard to get a bucket. We're going to live with that. And then, on top of that, Steve Kerr finally heard me and went zone. went zone in the first half on the Grizzlies, and it really turned the tide of the game. And I don't know what he was waiting for. Game two, you should have went zone. You should have went zone in the second half in game two. Um, it really took away some of John Morant's driving lanes. Took away from some, excuse me, some of the shooting. Um, and also the Warriors have been beasts on the glass. Warriors have been out rebounding the Grizzlies when the Grizzlies are supposed to be one of the best rebounding teams in the league. The Warriors took on that challenge to out rebound them. And going zone, that's supposed to be one of your main weaknesses is securing the rebounds, but the Warriors didn't have any problems with that. The Warriors were so efficient yesterday offensively that they were able to set up whatever defense they wanted. Seemingly, it was tough in the first half because they had the 14 turnovers, but ended up with only 3 turnovers uh, in the second half. So there's a play in the second half in the fourth quarter in which John Morant is trapped. He's trapped on the pick and roll, which the Warriors did maybe about 3 or 4 times during the game. They didn't do it every time, but he was trapped. Um, Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins ended up getting a foul on that play. Um, and then seemingly John Morant goes to the free throw line a little later and he's rubbing his knees, his right knee. And then next thing you know, I mean, Grizzlies are down 20 already by this time. They're down 20. And he's limping. And he goes from limping to Kyle Anderson gets thrown out the game. Now after Kyle Anderson gets thrown out the game, then John Morant's limping even more. Then he sits on the bench. Then he starts crying. Then he puts a towel over his head. Then he walks out of the arena and goes back to the locker room. Then he gets on Twitter and he says Jordan Poole broke the code because he touched my knee. Jordan Poole broke the code because he touched my knee. He touched my knee. Now my knees hurt. Bro, please. Get out of here with that mess, bro. You're not going to try to equate Jordan Poole touching your little knee to what the Hitman did to GP2 while he was in the air, busting him up inside his head when he was in the air, going for a layup. Come on, bro. Get out of here. So I got some notes here, man. One player that I love that played yesterday, I mentioned him in my previous video, which didn't really kind of work out, but OPJ, Otto Porter Jr. Huge performance yesterday. He started the second half. Steve Kerr made that adjustment. Had Kuminga coming off the bench in the second half, and it was huge. Warriors went on a tear in that third quarter. OPJ, he just gets it. Man. He's hungry. He's a big guy. You know, he's like a 6'9". I believe he's about 6'9". He's long. He can bang down low. He can get you rebounds. He can get you dirty points. He has a good touch around the basket. And he can also go out to the 3 and wet that thing. Gives you good defense, good communication out there, gain the trust of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and mainly Steve Kerr. He looked really good yesterday. First half, he looked amazing, and Steve Kerr rewarded him with a second half start, and he did not disappoint. Really great game yesterday from OPJ. What else we have here? As far as, people that had good games, I'll get to some of the stats here, and then I'm going to get to some of the storylines from yesterday. Okay. Stats-wise, Jonathan Kuminga ended up with 18 points. Congrats, young buck. A lot of those points were in the second half. In the fourth quarter, at the game was out of hand, but it was nice to see him get a little rhythm to himself. He made a couple threes, had a dunk or two, layup. I think he was a little rocky, a little shaky on the start at the beginning of the game, a little sped up, trying to do too much, trying to exert himself into the offense a bit too much. But ultimately, he gonna learn. He's young. He's young. He got a lot to learn. His first playoff start, I'm sure he had nerves and jitters. Sure they told him to go out there and be aggressive, but just don't go out there and be reckless. You know, let the game come to you, young buck. Let the game come to you. I'm sure he'd be better. I don't know if he'll start next game or if Otto Porter Jr. will start, but we'll see what Steve Kerr comes up with. So 18 points for Kaminga. Klay Thompson bounces back with 21. Like I say, he was 4-6 from the 3-point line. Good to see Klay out there balling once again. Andrew Wiggins, oh my God, he had a nasty dunk over. Who did he dunk over? Was it Jaren Jackson? After he Euro'd Brandon Clark, and it went up and dunked on Jaren Jackson, I think it was, at the end of the first half there. Just, Wiggins, keep doing what you don't. Keep going to the basket with authority. That's what we like to see, man. Good game from Wiggins yesterday. Defensively, looked a lot more solid, looked a lot more technically sound in his. He's going to be one of the guys going up against Morant. Like I say, he's not a guy I feel you're going to shut down, but you can make him work for buckets. If he does his acrobatics and magic tricks and abracadabras and all this stuff he's doing, and he's still able to score, hey, that's fine, but make him work. Make him work. Make him work. Who else we got here? Steph Curry had 30, I know that. Not that great shooting from 3-point line. I believe he was only 2 for 8. Yes, he was 2 for 8. Draymond Green gives you pretty much what he gives you. You know what I'm saying? Good defense, 2 or 3 from the field, 1 or 2 3-point line. He did have 8 assists and a block, 5 boards. As I said, OPJ, one of his best games in the playoffs so far. He had 13 points yesterday. He was 3 of 5 from 3. Y'all that don't know, that's 60% from 3. 5 of 7 from field goal percentage. Yeah, for y'all that don't know, that's a 71.4%. And then to put the icing on the cake, he had 4 boards, 2 assists. No, he had 3 assists. He had 1 steal and 2 blocks. 13 points. Look at this. Plus 30 in the plus minus for the game. Plus 30 in the plus minus for the game. The only person that had a higher plus minus than Otto Porter Jr. My boy Pool Party. Jordan Poole. And I got to be honest, I feel some type of way about everybody saying Pool Party now. Because I was saying Pool Party his rookie year when nobody was saying it. Y'all thought he was a bum. Y'all thought, what are the Warriors doing? Drafting these D-leaguers. Shame on you. Shame on you. Now you want to call him Pool Party and act like you've been rocking with him since we drafted him. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Don't even tell that story. Don't even tell that lie. I don't want to go back on Twitter and pull up all the Warrior fans' comments about Jordan Poole. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do it. But be honest with yourself. Some of y'all thought he was a bust when your boy Let Us Pray was still supporting him. Just saying. I'm just saying. But Pool Party, plus 33 yesterday on the plus minus. Come on, man. 11 to 17 from the field. If you didn't know, that's 64.7%. Then it was 3 for 5 from 3, just like OPJ. I did already told you it was 60%. Yesterday he had 27 points. Only 2 turnovers. He had a couple assists, 4 rebounds. The total team effort yesterday. total team effort yesterday. Really good game from the Warriors. They end up winning this game by 30. They put a 30 burger on them Grizzlies. The Grizzlies that just so tough, so hard, so gritty. No pun intended. Pun intended. While John Morant's going around doing the gritty after every single good thing that happens to the Grizzlies. Gritty Joe knee down to the nitty gritty, boy. Hey, like I said, man, I'm trying to get over this. If it's COVID and whatever it is, if it's the flu. So I apologize for my my corny jokes, man. I apologize for the voice, the way I'm sounding, but like I said, I had to get this in up. But some other things I want to talk about, and then I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Let's talk about some of the storylines. Yesterday's game. Immediately after the game, I caught the Grizzlies coach on the post-game presser. A couple things stood out to me. First of all, the coach said, "Oh, the Warriors made adjustments. We went into the game with the same game plan we had last game, and the Warriors made adjustments. They did a really good job of switching it up." So, game 2, you barely won. It took almost 50 points. John Morant had to score 47 points for you guys to win that game. You went into the next game with the same strategy. You thought he was going to score 47, 50 points again the next game, and you barely won the last one. What kind of game plan is that, man? And then you're surprised that the Warriors made adjustments? Of course you're going to make adjustments. It's the playoffs, fool. What? This coach, something about this coach is just bothering me. Something about the whole Memphis Grizzlies is just bothering me. It's just bothering me, man. So he talks about how the Warriors made adjustments, but he's got this really dry, monotone type of voice. Then he starts his campaign, seemingly trying to get Jordan Poole kicked out of next game. And I'm like, what? What is he talking about? So he says, about John Morant's injury. Apparently Jordan Poole, Jordan Poole grabbed his knee and yanked it, and we'll be looking back at the tape, and we'll be going further with that. I'm gonna talk to my guy and see what we're gonna do. So immediately, a reporter asked him, "Wait, so you're saying that Jordan Poole grabbed and yanked his knee deliberately?" And I didn't say that. You just did. You just say he grabbed in order to grab and yank somebody's knee. That's saying that it was a deliberate action. If you accuse me of grabbing and yanking your knee, there's no accidents in that. And then he begins to backpedal and backtrack. This coach is a clown. He's a straight clown, man. Which is what I'm looking at the whole Memphis Grizzlies roster as right now. You're a straight clown. You go back and look at this play. First of all, John Morant's basically doing the splits when he's dribbling backwards and he's trying to go from right to left when he's being doubled. All you have to do is pass the ball, first of all. That's the easiest play to do. But no, you want to be Houdini. You want to be David Blaine. You want to run around and teleport all over the court instead of you just passing the ball like a normal person would. So you could see his knee buckle. It's before Jordan Poole even came close to his knee. You could see his knee buckle by himself, no contact. You could see it in slow mo. Even in regular speed, you could see the knee buckle when he almost does the splits. And then you could see their knees kind of bang together uh, during one point. And then you could see the alleged yank and grab, which honestly looked like this. The yank and grab. Okay, bro. Okay. Y'all crazy in Memphis, boy. Y'all are crazy in Memphis. Like, it literally looked like that. What are y'all talking about right now? I'll be honest. It seemed to me like John Morant quit last night, man. He, all his acrobatics and all his stuff that he was doing, and he was still getting the doors blown off by 20, bro. He thought it was gonna be easy to come in to Chase Center and get this dub. It was not easy. It was not easy, bro. You playing against champions. Draymond Green, champion. Steph Curry, champion. Klay Thompson, champion. Steve Kerr, coach, champion. You ain't gonna just come in here and think you just gonna score 50 every night, boy. You got another thing coming. Excuse me. You ain't just gonna score 50 every night, dude. If that's what you think the playoffs is, yeah, you got a lot to learn, little boy. You got a lot to learn. You ain't coming in scoring 50 every night on nobody. Yeah, you had it easy. I said this after game two. John Morant way too comfortable. You're way too comfortable. Steve Kerr, you got to make him uncomfortable. The trap made him uncomfortable. The zone made him uncomfortable. Slowed him down. Had him thinking. Had him talking more to his teammates than playing. More dribbling on the perimeter than attacking the basket. That's all I asked you to do, Steve Kerr. Make him uncomfortable. Mission accomplished. By the fourth quarter, mentally, I think it got to him more mentally than physically. I think so. But I don't know ultimately how hurt the guy's knee is. But I know it ain't no fault of the Warriors that his knee's hurting. You're running and jumping and twisting and doing all this stuff, changing directions and teleporting all over the court when you got the ball. No wonder your knees hurting. I mean, come on, man. You and I said this in the previous reaction video. He's a human. He's a human being. I don't care how heroic he looks, how much like a cyborg or a robot or however you think he is. He's a human being. And a human being's body can only take so much pounding and punishment. And he's punishing his own body by all those things he's doing, falling down and doing all these circus tricks in the air, and you're punishing your own body by doing that. It's great for the highlight reel. It is, but your body takes a pounding and a punishment by being that type of player. I said he was the reincarnation of a young Derrick Rose. We saw what happened with D Rose. He didn't develop that outside jumper, and ultimately those knees are usually the ones to go when you're just a high flying talent and you just rely on your athleticism every single game. Your knees can only take so much. So, like I said, I don't wish John Morant any injury. I would never want to risk injury on anybody because I myself, I only made it to junior college athletics, but I had a horrible injury that ended my track and field career, and a horrible back injury. So I know, if anybody, knows, I know how horrible injuries can be and how they can end your career. Uh, so, I wish John Morant well, but all this trying to blame Jordan Poole stuff, man. That's I don't even have a word for it right now because I don't curse or swear, but that's just it's phony, man. It's just phony. You were out here trying to act like you guys were the physical and the bullies, and now you trying to paint the Warriors as the bullies and the physical ones. When you clearly came out headhunting in game two, like it was you guys who who were the ones that came out with the chip on your shoulders, like you needed to prove something. And now, oh, poor us, poor little Grizzlies. The Warriors trapped Ja Morant. Oh, poor us. Steve Kerr drew up some better defense. Poor us. We didn't make any adjustments as a coaching staff. Poor us. Welcome to the playoffs. That's all I can say. Um, I'm gonna say this series, the Memphis Grizzlies have shown their immaturity as a team. Uh, from the Dylan Brooks play, the hitman, to Ja Morant's fluctuation and attitude. His highs are so high, but his lows are so low. You never, I don't think you really can um, be a champion until you learn to master that. Your highs are way too high. You haven't won anything yet, bro. You ain't won nothing yet. Why are you so high on it? In your lows, we saw the low at the end of game three. He just looked like a defeated man. He looked defeated. And their whole team deflated after that. The whole team. Coach went into the press conference defeated, making false allegations against Jordan Poole. You're defeated, bro. Making up false allegations against somebody who just scored 27 on your head. You're defeated, man. That's 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 defeat. That's the definition of defeat. That's the epitome of defeat. Trying to accuse the one who just beat you of doing something dirty when in fact it was your player and your teammate who's the one who did the dirty thing. That's just can't believe it. Can't fathom what's going through that coach's head when he said that stupid stuff. And when the reporter calls him out, then he backtracks. Doesn't even stick by his own statement. Doesn't even stick. Like, if you're a man, whatever his name is, Taylor Jacobs or whatever your name is, if you're a man, stick by your statement. You couldn't even stick by what you said 10 seconds ago when he called you out on it. You couldn't even stick by it 10 seconds ago. 10 seconds later, you ready to backtrack. Ja Morant putting the video up on Twitter, tweeting it out, talking about you broke the code. Then you're deleting it. If you're a man and you stick by what you say, what you deleting it for? What you deleting it for? You're a bunch of clowns, man. A bunch of clowns. Uh, so the Grizzlies coach is saying, "Oh, we're going to look back at the video, and we're going to see what steps we're going to take going further." Um, what you want to see in the video, you're going to go back and look at it. My question to you: have you went back and looked at it now? How many opportunities have you had now? Almost 12 hours later now. Have you had enough time to go back and look at the play? Did you see it yet? Did you see the grab and the yank yet? Have you had enough sufficient time to process what happened on that play? Grizzly coach Ja Morant, have you had enough time? Because I've went back 3 or 4 times. That's really, I mean, it took one time, but I went back 3 or 4 times in case I missed something. And I'm gonna show you what I saw. I'm gonna tell you what I saw. I'm gonna tell you what I saw. First of all, I saw Steve Kerr and the whole entire Golden State Warriors make adjustments in game three. I saw that with the zone defense, with the extra passes that the Warriors are known for, the patience on offense, and the ability to keep their composure. Because I know they want to go out there and beat the brakes off the Grizzlies. I know they're angry that GP2 has been taken out for the next 3 weeks. And I know they were probably, I know, especially Draymond, I know he probably want nothing more than to just smash somebody in the face. But the way to handle a team that's, I ain't gonna say the team is dirty, but the way they're acting right now, like spoiled brats, is to just beat the brakes off of them right now. Let them know they are not in your class of team. They're not in your class of team. They're not in your class. Sure, they're the number 2 seed in the regular season, but teach them they don't know nothing about these playoffs. They're not in your class. You're champions. That's what I saw in game 3. Warriors taught the Grizzlies a lesson. You guys are not on our level. You won game 2? Whoop-de-doo. Guess what? We took game 1. You forgot about that. We got game 1 in your building. We got game 1 in your building. Take out GP2? All right. That's what? We're going to take game 3. And we're going to look on taking game 4. It is what it is, right? We're going to keep pushing forward. Next man up. But we're going to show y'all you're not in our class. You're not in our class. You don't deserve to be on the same court as us. Y'all ain't got it. You ain't got it yet. You might get it eventually, but you ain't got it yet. With the zone defense that was mixed into game 3, I really like those adjustments. The temporary trapping of Ja Morant, I like those adjustments. Warriors showed the Grizzlies that this is a team game. That's what they showed them on Saturday. They showed the Grizzlies this is a team game. And the best team wins. It's arguable that Ja Morant is one of the ascending, it's not arguable. He is one of the ascending stars in this league. He's ascending. His legend. He's had a great season. His stardom is ascending. Okay? He's one of the hottest, most marketable athletes in the NBA right now. But in the playoffs, the best team advances to the next round. It is what it is. All right. So not the guy with the most highlights, not the guy with the most points, but the best team, the better team advances to the next round. So go ahead and get 50. Get 34 and 3/4. Get, whatever that is. But the best team will advance. The best team will advance in the playoffs. What else did I see? As I said earlier, I saw Ja Morant leave that court defeated. That doesn't mean he's a loser. But all that swag, all that gritty, all that dancing and shouting, that the Warriors beat the brakes out of all that stuff. He ain't had no swag left last night. None. He left defeated. Honestly, I believe the Grizzlies trying to smear Jordan Poole is a last ditch effort um, to try to make the Warriors. It seems like what they've been doing is kind of picking at the Warriors. Like in little mosquitoes. Uh, they were mocking Steve Kerr with his, he broke the code quote when he talked about, how dangerous of a play, and everybody who's hooped, who's played ball, on a organized level, knows what he did was really dangerous. Um, they were mocking him, in a way where they're saying Jordan Poole broke the code, but it's honestly more of a mockery to Gary Payton II because he's the one who's out with the fractured elbow. You know what I'm saying? And you want to mock what Coach Kerr said about the whole situation, but yeah, it's your guy who's the one who took somebody out. So them even making mockery of that is just disgusting to me. It shows no regard for Gary Payton II's injury. I haven't heard anyone come out and even say, wish him well or, say anything regarding the matter. Um, you heard Jaren Jackson talking about we're not dirty players, this and that, and we talking about breaking the code and blah 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 blah. But I haven't heard nobody say they're sorry for what happened to GP2. I haven't heard nobody really come out and say that. That kind of bothers me. Uh, so all in all, in my recap, as the Warriors beat the brakes off of the Memphis Grizzlies, score 142 points last night. The Warriors had over 100 after 3 quarters. Heading into the fourth, they already had 100 points, which is crazy. Um, 112 to 142 is the final score. Uh, Next game is Monday. The Warriors take the 2-1 lead, looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead Monday night. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of drama surrounding the diva himself, Ja Morant. Is he going to play? Is his knee hurt? This, and I could care less. I don't care who comes out there and plays. The Warriors beat the brakes off of him again. I don't care. I hope he plays. I hope he plays. Because don't get it twisted. Just because you went out with the knee, you were getting the brakes beat off of you, boy, before you went out. You were getting the brakes beat off you. So come back for some more. Come back for some more. The best team will win. So, man, it's your boy, Let Us Pray. Hope you're having a blessed and a prosperous day. I'm grateful for you coming through. Smash that like and subscribe button for your boy. I also do podcasts, but I just haven't been doing them the last few days. Like I said, man, I've been quarantining. Had a fever, over 100.5 last few days. Also, my mom was sick, so been a lot going on, man. Boy's just starting to turn the corner now. So thank you for putting up with me if you made it this far. Sorry for the cough, sorry for the sniffles, sorry for all that. But thank you for coming through and thank you for supporting. As I always say when I end my videos, tell those that you love them while you can. We'll be back with more Warriors content, more recaps of the Golden State Warriors games. It's your boy, Let Us Pray. Have a blessed and a prosperous day. And I would be remiss if I didn't say Happy Mother's Day to my mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. Peace, y'all. And I'm out.